welcome once again. God damn it. Anyway, welcome once again to some 0K action. It's going to be a 5 vs 5 team game on the Comet Catcher Redux map, and yeah, it's going to be a rather humorous game because of the well, I'll be using dominatrices to a pretty amusing effect actually. So they're a capturing unit, so I use them to capture stuff, surprisingly enough. So we'll skip the pre-game chatter, and we got myself Lightman spawning at the bottom left, Skin 36, Obi-Wan, he's our only hope of course, and Gariel. Also got Tioz playing as airplanes. So everyone's just forming up their battle plans. At the top team we got we just call him Sato going with shield bots, Drunken going for aircraft, Drunken Master going for aircraft, played with him before actually, and Gorza going with heavy tanks, Drake Milligan going with shield bots, and Sin F going with cloaky bots, I believe. Yeah, cloaky bots. It's a bit of a big map to use cloaky bots on, but we'll see what happens. As for myself, I've got the support striker commander, and with him we'll have the light vehicle factory. My ally Skin 36 has got nothing. We got an early Avenger by Drunken Master just to see what's happening. Here we go, finally Skin 36 going for a heavy tank factory. Not really sure why I didn't do that before, but whatever. Heavy tanks for Obi-Wan, light vehicles for Gariel, and we got airplanes for Tioz. So unfortunately my scouting dart does get, actually was it? Yeah, it was a dart. It does get taken out. Reveals a little bit, I guess. Better than nothing. And let's see what else do we have here. So yeah, going for a builder, nothing too unexpected there, and got a light defender for defense. Probably should have gone for an LT, but I suppose I went with a defender because it can cover slightly more ground. So we'll see what happens. My commander will be running into these bandits, and because he's running into them one at a time, I'm pretty sure he should be able to take them on pretty easily. So let's see, am I going to be properly reacting to this? Well, looks like my defender will get taken out at the very least, and there we go, finally sending in my commander, bumping into the bloody metal extractor to try to intercept the bandits, and yeah, good control by Sato. He does manage to get them to retreat rather than just continuing to send them forward. We do have a couple of successful glaives, well, slightly more successful glaives coming in from Sin. Only manages to damage a single metal extractor though, so I suppose he also does manage to he does manage to see what's going on, but it's really nothing that these Avengers couldn't have seen anyway. Actually, these are our Avengers, but nothing that our opponent's Avengers couldn't have seen. So we'll see what happens actually. We've got an Outlaw coming out now, as well as a Roach actually by Sato. As well as a quick helicopter, a quick Vamp coming in, I don't know, to try to take out these Avengers maybe. And when it comes to helicopters, I suppose you could say the gunships are their rough equivalent in 0K, but yeah, no actual... Actually no, I think there is one helicopter unit. It's the helicopters that come, or helicopter drones that come with the Reef carrier that you can get as a Strider unit. So there you go. Actually are some helicopters after all. But enough about that, let's just see what else is happening. Yeah, we're going to be slowly expanding. Our opponent's mostly lining up their units. I'm saying to kill something over here for some reason. Not really sure why, but there you go. And yeah, getting some land AA probably wouldn't be such a bad idea for opponents. They do have, well, let's have a look. They do have a couple of vamps, free vamps, but that's not really going to be enough, and a single Phoenix as well, which for some reason has landed. Huh. Actually, Gorza. What the hell is Gorza? This is Drake. Well, he's got that colour font, but I don't see any other players with that colour as well. Oh, of course, right there. Gorza. Well, whatever, he's lost his stuff there, sucks to be him. Oh well, what can you do, eh? So my support striker should have a beam laser as well. There we go, he actually is using it. I thought the beam laser was actually meant to be a... yeah, I'm pretty sure the beam laser was meant to be like a continuous fire weapon, but he seems to be using it in pulses for some reason. Very strange. Well, in either case, I barely managed to dodge most of that napalm bombardment, then unfortunately my units do still catch fire, and I drive them straight back into the flames. Oh, that's great. But in either case, yeah, I do manage to take out the units coming in, losing my commander, which kind of sucks, but well. What can you do? A couple of Avengers of our own are still around here. Is Tioz? He's just continuing to make Avengers. In fact, he's not even using the repeat order for some reason. Interesting. Well, in any case, despite the fact that I've lost my commander, I'm still expanding forward, and there we go. We actually do have a attempted counterattack by our opponents. We're going to get a bunch of Roccos and a Zeus coming in. An interesting combination. If I was Sin, I probably would have also sent in a warrior as well, but I suppose this guy can, well, the Zeus can do quite a bit. He manages to stun Tioz's commander briefly, but he eventually does get whittled down by all these Avengers that are flying around. These Avengers, well, seeing there's no anti-air from what I can tell. Nope, no anti-air at all by our opponents. These Avengers can basically just fly in and keep whittling down the army of Sin, it seems. Just have a look, actually. Let's see. Yep, they're all targeting on the Zeus. Okay, yeah, pretty wise thing to do, actually. And I believe I do have a Scorcher coming as well, so to finish the Zeus off, or maybe just to try to go after the Rocco. Probably should finish the Zeus off first, but oh well. Whatever, it's going to charge forward again, but to no avail. But we got another Zeus coming in, and yeah, it looks like we just got a stream of units coming in for, okay, this is support guy for Sin. Just have a look. Yep, he's going for one Zeus for every 2 Roccos. Going to be a bit tricky to counteract, but combination of Raider units as well as Avengers, well, just have to bombard them from afar. We should be able to stop them from really doing too much. And let's just have a look. Actually, am I going to continue streaming in forces? Nope, that's it. So yeah, my final Scorcher coming in to do what it can. I dare say this slow push by Sin has been stopped though. Okay, there was a Scorcher by Garibay coming in. I'm pretty sure I did send in my own stuff at some points. Well, in any case, this is all I've got at the moment, actually. I have to be careful, actually, that I don't get destroyed by these freaking thugs linked together with their bloody shields. Leveler trying to do what it can to breach the shield. Unfortunately, it's, well, comes to raw damage, because it's a riot vehicle, a riot vehicle, it's not that great, to say the least. Also rather interesting use of these Avengers coming in to harass, I think. Harass and scout a bit. Not entirely sure what was happening there. Unfortunately I missed it, but what can you do? What I won't be missing by the looks of it is this little relatively light attack, well, okay, followed by rogues I suppose, by Drake and Sin also coming in to reinforce. Actually might do quite a bit of damage. Looks like they're definitely going to be on the offensive, and they do have a few vamps to... Oh, they even got a stiletto as well, not really stunning, well rather not stunning, paralyzing, but disarming. They only managed to disarm this commander and the metal extractor, so nothing too much to say the least. Craploads of our own Avengers coming in as well, presumably after doing a bit of harassment, and there we go, we got our own stiletto coming in as well. Not really disarming many units either, actually, now that I think of it. I'm not sure where these guys are going, actually. I mean, really, okay, there was a bit of anti-air, but really it's not that much to say the least. Yeah, well, that's interesting. Assault tanks versus assault walkers. I believe the Reapers should be able to handily beat the Zeuses, although if they were bunched up like that, though, they have to be careful, because the Zeus, I believe it's paralyzed effect by the looks of it. Okay, never mind. Well, it is. I think it is meant to be area of effect, but I think these units are so bulky, actually, that it's... yeah, it doesn't seem to be affecting more than one tank, actually. Well, in any case, we've got stilettos coming all over the place, actually this time managing to disarm quite a bit. Almost the entire, actually no, literally the entire tank army of Obi-Wan being disarmed. At the same time, though, vast majority of Sin's forces being disarmed as well, presumably by our own guys. So, there you go, there's that to consider. Garrier also sending in his own Scorcher, which, there we go, able to destroy the Zeus. Reapers finally do manage to regain their fire, and they're going to have a bit of difficulty going up against all these bandits if the bandits decide to focus fire, but that doesn't seem to be happening. They just seem to be mostly sent in a bit of a disorganized swarm. They do manage to take out Obi-Wan's commander, which is just a commander junior, so not such a big loss there, especially if Obi-Wan actually goes to reclaim. Speaking of reclaiming, yep, I'm actually looking to reclaim here as well. Apparently my opponent on the left doesn't seem to think much of me, this Sato guy, but I'm still surviving, so There you go, and by the looks of things, yep, we're finally starting to counterattack. A couple of Banishers and a couple of Reapers, so yeah, pretty nice little combo. Maybe some long range tanks or artillery would have also been a good idea for Obi-Wan, but well, what the hell, he should be alright, just has to watch out for being swarmed, especially that far into enemy territory, and of course he has to worry about enemy aircraft since he doesn't have any form of anti-air. In fact, I'm surprised he's actually gone that far into enemy territory without any. Let's see, we do have a couple of Avengers. That's no real substitute for actual anti-air, to say the least. We actually do manage to get one shot off with the stiletto. It doesn't really manage to stun or rather disarm that many units, but at the same time it does not get taken out as a result either. Enemy stiletto on the other hand does manage to disarm the whole bunch of tanks, but it does get taken out. In the meantime, it is going to force Obi-Wan to continue to go back. And as for myself, well, let's have a look. I do have some artillery, sending in some levelers as well as a couple of scorchers. So he levelers against this whole bunch of freaking bandits that my opponent has. He has got some heavier units getting into a shield ball as well, so definitely getting the shield ball rolling a bit. Obi-Wan's still continuing to push forward with his tanks, despite the fact that he doesn't really have much anti-air. I mean, right now he's next to some long-range anti-air, but he definitely needs mobile anti-air, that much is certain. Now, well, what can he do? We finally have a sort of attack between myself and Sato, sending in a couple of rockets off from his Racketeer, and he also has his own Roach as well. We'll see how that plays. Huh. Interesting. Okay then, anyway, we'll see what effect that'll have. Unfortunately, it does take out my Banishers. I think my Banishers were actually managing to damage the thugs through their shields. I'll just have a quick look, actually. Okay. Not the Banishers, sorry, the Levelers. Well, in any case, they do unfortunately get taken out incredibly quickly. Thankfully, though, my ally Tios does come in to disarm these guys. Unfortunately, I don't really have much to follow up. Well, I do have a single Leveler, and it's not able to catch up to freaking shoulder mods of all things, for fuck's sake. Despite the fact this is meant to be on a fucking tracked chassis, these guys have managed to walk away much more quickly. Well, thankfully I do get more support from Skin 36 with his Reaper tank coming in and managing to barely hold on, basically. Still got my Wolverine. Okay, I don't use those too often, but in any case, yeah, still got my Wolverine mine layer, and it can still function as a makeshift artillery, I suppose. Going to be moving forward. Huh. Okay. But anyway, yeah, going to be functioning as makeshift artillery, I guess. And we've got a Vulture coming in to provide a bit of radar. Oh, we do have some radar here, actually. It's not like as if we really need it, but still. A bunch of bandits finally coming in as well. I'm surprised, actually, that Sato didn't attack a bit earlier with them, in fact. But there you go, just send in one single Scorcher. It's not going to be able to do too much, but the combination of the Leveler and the Slasher should be able to stop the bandits from coming in any further. One bandit trying out a Slacker and he's going to get taken out, so it sucks to be him. So yeah, attacks basically happening all over the place, actually. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to retreat. I do lose another Scorcher by the looks of it before I start to retreat my Leveler, but of course he's going to get taken out by these freaking fast-moving shield bots who are fucking walking on 2 legs on flat terrain, and they've still managed to move faster than my vehicles, which is kind of ridiculous. Now, well, also getting in the way of my Slasher's missiles, actually. Definitely screwing up a bit with the micro there, but yeah, as you can see, my opponent definitely does have plenty of units here. Is he going to be able to just come in and destroy my base? I don't know. I definitely do need help, that much is certain. A couple of defenders to inflict some damage against these bandits. It's not going to be enough though, and his Scorcher as well, probably not going to be enough either, actually. Well, diving into the Scorcher better than nothing, losing a whole bunch of windmills though, which really sucks. Going to be losing quite a bit of power incoming in, just continuing to stream into my base. Thankfully though, if there's one good thing that can be said, is that these bandits, they have gone far ahead of these other units, which for some reason have decided to stick back, actually. Which means that these guys will be incredibly vulnerable to area of effect weapons, and of course to riot units as well, which seems to be what's happening. Unfortunately, my own Leveler does get briefly disarmed. He should be able to fire in now. Zainab does not actually take that out at one shot, but there we go. Thankfully, due to my allies' assistance, I do manage to to stop them from destroying my base utterly. Unfortunately, I do lose quite a bit of my infrastructure, quite a few windmills going down. I will be rebuilding though, thankfully. Actually, I should put a windmill there as well just to link up properly, but I will be rebuilding, so I'm not just leaving that stuff lying around like that. I do manage to keep this impaler alive as well. And just having a look as well. Okay, we do have some more serious things coming in from our opponents on the right flank, but overall things are holding. We've overall managed to advance forward a little bit more. Skin 36 seems to have advanced forward basically, well, he seems to have basically crawled forward with all these defences that he's set up actually. In fact, he's even going for a Doomsday Machine, which is something you don't see too often, even in team games. Yeah, indeed, he's definitely going to be coming up against heavy resistance. God damn. And even a Tremor coming in as well, so this is definitely a nice little fire position he's set up actually. It's definitely going to make attacks pretty hard, to say the least. And the Tremor is coming in, yes, definitely going to be able to absolutely saturate the terrain around Sato's little expansion that he's got here, and yep, he's definitely got a little bit to worry about. It's just a single Tremor, but as you can see, actually how expensive these things, yeah, actually they're pretty expensive, no wonder. Pretty expensive, but yeah, basically able to spit loads and loads of shots out, and yeah, able to do quite a bit of damage. Also a couple more of these bloody stilettos coming in to be a real pain in the ass, managing to stun Obi-Wan's, or rather disarm Obi-Wan's tanks before they even get close enough to really do any damage. Thankfully Obi-Wan sees that, managing to retreat them pretty quickly. Looks like the battle lines are relatively stable for Sin, but he's not really advancing forward much either. I think he's going to be just sitting back mostly, just letting his artillery speak for him, as well as his sharpshooters most likely, but he might actually come with a stream of bandits. We'll see what happens. What I do know is that despite the disarming attack of those stilettos, these Reapers are still coming in, continuing to do loads and loads of damage. As for myself, I do finally have a few more units, a bit more of a mixture set up. So Scorchers backed up by Levelers and Slashers as well to fire some missiles on the back. We'll see how that works out actually. Sato definitely needs to make some sort of defense happen because, well, as you can see, his infrastructure is also vulnerable if we manage to keep on pushing forward. Will we be able to? I don't know. I actually lose everything by the looks of it except for a single Leveler and my Slashers, and thankfully they do have a pretty decent range of their missiles actually. They're almost like a skirmisher because the missiles do have pretty decent range, but they have to be stationary in order to fire actually, so they can't exactly kite units particularly well. That's what the hell. In either case, yeah, we do manage to take out quite a bit of Sato's position. Unfortunately, yeah, my stuff does get disabled, or disarmed, should I say. More Impalers of Bone coming in. I'm not really sure why the hell I'm doing that. Jesus, talk about bloody miss micro. My god, man, that big sent straight up to these Reapers, literally hugging them, basically. Massive micro error by myself there. One Impaler does manage to survive, which is better than nothing. But still, I should not have let them get killed off like that. So definitely would have come in handy against hammering the opponent's forces, especially Sato's little shield ball that he has here. But oh well, what can he do? We've still got a relatively stable position now formed up here. Right up to this hill where Sato's former position was. In fact, I'm not really sure why Gurz is retreating actually. Yeah, that's very strange actually. He's got a bunch of a bunch of Reapers right here, and yet he's retreated. So interesting. He's leaving Sato kind of to fend for himself there. Very strange indeed. Well, in either case, the hell? What the hell is that Tremor firing at? Is that Tremor still alive, or are they actually firing at us? Nope, they actually do have one Pillage and one Tremor of their own, actually. Oops, that's the Banisher. Actually, what are their ranges? Okay. Okay, so it's even got a bit more range as well. New problemo, so yeah, they're just going to keep hammering at our position, and unfortunately, Skin 36's Tremor has been completely destroyed. Doesn't really have any counter artillery to reply to Guruz's stuff. He could actually send in some quick, or I could maybe send in some quick Raider units, like these bunch of Scorchers perhaps, and say, well, actually they do have a couple of Banishers actually. True, although they're kind of behind the artillery, so probably could get some shots off on the artillery before they actually take out my Raiders. entirely sure, to be honest. But in any case, actually this Lico coming in could be enough to take out the artillery, especially... okay, it's not that close together. Well, wow, okay, the Banisher actually managing to take a successful shot at the Lico, reducing it to less than half health by the looks of it. Or is it just barely... no, actually, no, it didn't reduce it as much as I thought. That was another unit that I was looking at. A couple of amps coming in for Tioz as well. Not really sure why he's flying them above... wow. Above enemy territory. I suppose now he's just sending them on a bit of a scouting mission. If he's really lucky, actually, he might be able to take out this Lico. But yeah, but looks like they're just going to get taken out before that can happen. Once again, I'm forming up my firing line here. And I do have a couple of artillery pieces to weaken the shields of my opponent. He does still have a whole bunch of thugs with perfectly good shields though, which kind of sucks. But at the same time, I do have a couple of Scorchers. And by the looks of it, Sato does not have any... riot units, so if I can get these guys straight underneath the shields, that'd be alright. But unfortunately, the Felon, because of its Felon, because of its freaking continuous fire weapon, it manages to act as a pretty good anti-riot unit, which really sucks to say the least. But there you go, and Skirmisher as well for that matter. And as a result, yeah, manages to melt away all my Scorchers before I can really reply. I probably should stop going with Scorchers altogether, actually, and go for more heavier stuff, and indeed that seems to be the case. So going with Scorchers, Slashers and Levelers, probably shouldn't even bother with Scorchers. I should probably just go with Slashers, Levelers, and maybe Ravagers as well, actually, just to tank a bit of damage. Thankfully, Tioz does come in to disarm crap loads of things, so once again he does stop Sato from coming in against me with full force to bear. Thank the Lord for that. But at the same time, well, I don't really have too much either to actually reply to my opponent's forces either once they become operational once again. And of course these bloody Racketeers, my opponent's going to be a massive pain in the ass as well, but there we go. At least I did change my unit composition to be slightly more effective. Also going to be getting a couple more Impalers as well versus the shields. Unfortunately my Leveler does get taken out, not before taking out a whole bunch of Bandits. Slashers even managing to take out a few more Bandits as well. I probably should be retreating him. He's even getting disarmed. Not exactly a good idea to keep him there, but what can you do? Obi-Wan actually does do a better job in properly retreating his units, although his welder might actually get taken out. Probably doesn't really matter that much, but at the very least I'm microing my units a little bit better. The composition could be a bit better, but well. Just have a look at what's happening. We do have a slow but steady progress for my allies in the other sectors. It's just on this particular flank that I'm just having a bit of trouble. And just looking back on this, yeah, I did make quite a few mistakes, especially with the way I micro my units. I believe that was a Lico coming in from Drunken Master, blasted the crap out of him. Unfortunately, these Avengers by Tioz do not manage to take it out. In fact, they seem to be mostly caught up in taking out the other aircraft that are around there, so it sucks. What can you do? More freaking Bandits coming in to be a pain in the fucking ass. But at least I do have a Leveler to reply to that, so we should be alright. In fact, I probably should just try to build wind gens around the back, or just other power generators around the back rather than creeping my way back up here. In fact, he's actually built up his own mechs there. Yes, Sato actually leaving some of his units in a bit of a interesting line. Actually, I actually managed to get him in enfilade, taking out a couple of Vandals before they start to retreat. Thugs are going to be a pain in the ass, but this is what I'm talking about, getting a Scorcher right underneath the shield, and that means I can do quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately, I do screw up the micro. I do leave the Bandit outside the shield. It doesn't manage to take out even one Thug. He does significantly weaken them, and that allows my Slasher to come in and finish them off. Thank the Lord for that. What the hell is that blue thing that's flying around? I don't know. There's just so much action happening. It's an action-packed game, as you can see, on all fronts. And wow, I thought I'd actually be doing a bit of fast forwarding, given how long the game was, but no, there actually is action just taking place pretty much on all fronts, really, continuously. Well, maybe not on all fronts, but definitely continuously. In fact, Tioz is actually advancing forward. Did he do a tech switch? Oh, of course. Did a tech switch to Cloakies, and he's even got a silencer being built up as well. Just having a look, no one else seems to be building up their own super stuff. We do have the Singularity Reactor by Drunken Master, but no super weapons, no anti-nukes by either sides either. And yeah, actually, yeah, Tioz scouting them would be a good idea just in case, actually. But in any case, the shield wall is definitely still being a pain in the ass. My artillery, well, it's in somewhat more decent numbers now because of the shield bots were having such massive shields. Even these slow firing impaler missiles are usually able to hit the shields, and they just continually weaken them. So thank God for that. Unfortunately, many of my own units don't seem to be doing quite so well. Just having a look actually, am I still going with the same composition? I think I've changed it up slightly again. And I'm going with slightly more slashers actually for their long-range missiles, which is probably not such a bad idea actually. Okay. Yes, anyway. Yeah, not such a bad idea actually having their long-range missiles given the... okay. Yeah, given the fact that they're going up against shield bots, so long-range. Pretty damn good idea in general, although I probably, instead of using so many levelers, I probably should have mixed in some assault tanks as well, I think. Okay, so just have to pause due to someone lagging out or quitting or whatever. Oh well, what can you do? And bam, those missiles just coming down and really bringing on the pain. Slashers definitely bringing on the pain, pretty decent range on them. And because the missiles track, well, we do have Sin trying to micro the crap out of this Vandal, but really, these missiles track, so they're not going to be able to sort of out-micro those missiles, unless if he goes behind a terrain feature or something like that. In any case, I think the enemy team is trying to resign. Well, the game's not quite over for them yet, especially, holy shit, there's a large amount of sharpshooters, actually. In fact, they're driving a wedge straight into our forces, it seems, separating west and east, which is a rather interesting thing to do. In any case, yeah, these Scorchers, or not Scorchers, these Slashers definitely paying for themselves with their long-range missiles, although I'm not sure what this Fug was doing getting up that close to that many units. It does actually manage to last a while, but yeah, thankfully, God, these Impalers almost look like assault tanks on their own, actually, but anyway, thankfully I do manage to take them out. Thankfully my Impalers survived as well, actually. That was a bit interesting how I just left him at the front like that, but in any case, I'm going to continue advancing forward. We do have at the same time a counterattack by opponents, a whole bunch of sharpshooters followed in by more regular forces, shield bots by Sin, sharpshooters also by Sin actually, so it's going to be a combination of cloakies and shield bots, not such a bad synergy I suppose, and it looks like... Wait a minute, is this our team that's trying to resign? Let's see... Nope, it's... No, it's the opponent's team, I think, that's trying to resign. No problemo. In case, yeah, continuing to come in, and yeah, these are the dominatrices that I've got here. And we'll see what I do with them in just a second, actually. We'll just see what else is going here. So this counterattack by Sin's forces continues. And we've also got a couple of bombers coming in as well to drop bombs on Gorza's forces, actually. These guys are going way too far in front. In fact, we don't really have any anti-air for opponents at all, actually, which means that these guys are pretty much at the mercy of our aircraft, so it sucks to be them, not to send in actual... yeah, it sucks to be them, not to send in actual anti-air. They're definitely screwing up their advance that way. Almost to get one dominatrix taken out, but I do manage to capture a pillager, which is not that big of a deal, but still, there we go, the capturing spree of the dominatrices starts. I do manage to capture a mechs and a radar tower as well, and hopefully I'll be able to capture some more stuff as well. For some reason this radar tower gets taken out. Not really sure why exactly, and I decided to send my units back. I should have actually kept them around here in case if Sin wanted to build some more stuff from the Shieldbot factory, but well, nope, instead I'll be capturing it, and bam. Because the capture is based on the amount of health something has, the lower health it has, the quicker it gets captured. So because the Shieldbot's factory didn't have much health, I'm pretty sure that's why I captured it so freaking quickly. I don't think I'll actually be making anything out of it, even though it probably could come in handy to make some reinforcements, but in any case, yeah, I'm just going to be capturing pretty much everything that my dominatrix has come out across, managing to pretty much destroy the opponent's flanking bases here, or the single flanking base of Sato here. At the same time though, they are pushing forward. The sharpshooters are definitely posing a pretty significant threat. We do have shadows coming in, not sure where they're going, but actually a couple of phoenixes would come in handy, just because of how clumped up these sharpshooters are. I think they even shot an aircraft out of the air, really? Incredible. Actually, what we really could do with is yeah, radar units actually, like this Scorcher, which I think took out a rogue rather than a sharpshooter, but we definitely need, well, actually, probably even darts would be a good idea, because these sharpshooters, let's have a look. Well, from what I can tell, they don't seem to do any of the thick damage, so yeah, even darts coming in would actually come in handy. Just having a look here, my dominatrices have captured several buildings by now, and they're just continuing onwards. I think I actually did consider trying to capture the Singularity Reactor, but I decided not to actually. Just because of the fact that there's a commander there, and there's also a welder, although 2 dominatrices should be able to capture this this Vladimir Putin commander relatively quickly, as long as I have maybe the stronger one in front, but we'll see what happens actually. It's still continuing to capture minor structures, and no, damn it, I should have tried to capture the commander. Just have a look actually. Bam, and yeah, their range was even greater than the commander. Damn it, I should have given that a shot actually. Just for the hell of it. Or maybe actually I could have captured the Singularity Reactor as well, just for the hell of it as well. Oh well. What can you do? Just leave them to capture other stuff instead, and I probably should just put them on attack move at this point. We'll just see what's happening here. And okay, yeah, looks like the the battle's been won on the right flank. They did manage to do quite a bit of damage, but it looks like their sharpshooters were sent back. Probably should have concentrated on that a bit more, I suppose. Looks like it was mostly due to the glaives by the looks of it. I'd say given all the glaive spam we've been seeing, yeah, they probably just swarmed the sharpshooters and took them out that way. My impaler is still shooting at various things, never actually went up. A couple of sharpshooters coming in as well, just to shoot the crap out of my impaler, most likely, and just to shoot a bit more on my base. Bit of a pain in the ass by Sin, but they could be counteracted relatively easily just by sending in some raider units. But as you can see, it's our enemies don't stand a chance. And yeah, these dominatrices managed to capture quite a bit, and for the first time ever, I actually get the capture award, bizarrely enough. Great stuff. Maybe I should use these things a bit more often. Yeah, so there you go. Good games for opponents. This has been Dame to Ditch, signing off.